We keeps it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the Kourtney family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun and just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. What's going on, Kourtney Camp folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. This is my lovely wife right here.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
Why you gotta say it like that? Like you got an attitude. Anyway, this is Kourtney Eddie. This channel is all about relationships, reviews, entertainment. It's all about famous rants and jokes. And tonight we're gonna do another review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But before we do that, my update.
Update. No, the other people in the last video, they heard it.
So I'm still having, yesterday was a good day with the nerve damage healing. Today is kind of like, how you have some good days and bad days. Today is like, got a little pain going on. And as you can see, I'm a little congested. Pollen's down here real bad. Now it's that time for that ragweed because it's the fall. So other than that, I've been doing pretty good. Go ahead, baby.
Well, praise the Lord for that testimony service.
Praise him.
Mm-hmm. So if you're brand new to this channel and subscribe yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. We talk about reality TV, not HIPAA laws and WebMD, but somebody on the sick and the shut in want to sit up here and tell their testimony. So we do allow that every time we hit
I can be an encouragement to somebody out there. They looking at me and say, if he can do it, I can do it.
At his big old grown age. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this was episode 7. God knows I don't know how many episodes this season got, but hopefully not many. So Destiny and Lance, they went to the City Bowl. Now, City Bowl, we got them around here, but I don't think I ever had one. It looked good, but I never had one. I just want to put that out there. So they wanted to sit down and talk about the fact that Destiny didn't find out that he had a child until the whole internet found out. And he basically said that, he didn't know himself. And he didn't want to tell her too soon because he didn't know. I guess he got it, not an NDA. I guess he got a DNA test done. And maybe he said you is the pappy. So I don't know. But he said that's why he didn't tell her. But she was like, that's still not good enough because you knew. Like, you should have told me, the fact that I guess you were poking, but I guess they wasn't exclusive, so he could poke wherever he wanted to poke. So,
my thing is, if we're not exclusive, if we're not on lockdown together, you doing your thing, guess what? I'm going to do my thing. Now, I might take a chance doing my thing. I might end up getting somebody pregnant like he did, but hey, we're not exclusive. So, I don't have no loyalty to you when it comes to that. Now, if you say we one-on-one, we together, that's different. So yeah, I don't Lance, just doing what he's supposed to do.
I guess Destiny felt like, hey, she should have been older conversation instead of putting it on social media. And
I get that too, yeah. But he said he wasn't sure. But he probably could have said.
But he put it on social media if he wasn't sure. He still posted it.
Yeah, he probably said, what, I might have a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? I think me and old girl went half on a baby. Go ahead.
And I don't know how long him and Destiny was talking, you know what I'm saying? Because
9 months.
Yeah, I mean, was it that long? Because he could have did this earlier before they even started talking. But, he was like, he could see himself. He started falling for Destiny. Like, he could see himself dating her, even marriage and stuff like that. But he said he saw some red flags, like she was real too flirty with people around him.
Yeah, to me, that's a major red flag. If I gotta take you out, to events and stuff, I gotta worry about you flirting with other guys. That's a no-go for me, baby. Don't be getting some other guy googly eyes when I pay you $40 to get us into this restaurant. $40, that's the max.
So he found out about the fact that, she was flirting with the security he provided for, I don't know if I guess her exclusively for an event And she was flirting with him, but come to find out it was his god brother, and she did not know that.
What's a God, brother, godson? What's God? You know, that never made sense to me. What's it? You know, you my God, brother. You know, so are you God and you my brother? I don't get it.
Well, the concept is that when hey, I'm gonna make you the godparent. That means that in my absence, something happened to me. You are responsible for taking care of my children. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people say that. But sometimes I just really think that people overuse it, because unless you got some legal binding documents to say that this person is responsible for your child in the event that you pass away or something like that, I really just think it's a bunch of fluff.
I have seen people take the Godfather thing real seriously. You know, so I'm your Godfather, and I'm gonna take care of you in case, like you said, your parents or something. I take care of you then. So basically, a godparent is somebody is a backup.
Mm-hmm.
It's a backup.
Yeah.
You say I'm your backup daddy.
But I really think there are a lot of people, and I can't say exclusively in the Black community, but that's probably the only place I heard it. Really,
the only time I heard Godfather was in the mafia movies.
Yeah,
I'm your godfather.
But yeah, godmother. I know people like, that's my god sister, that's my godmother.
That's my play sister.
And
I heard
it's
play
so
sister
overused, and it's like, but anyway,
my play cousin, and my play auntie.
So, but anyway, so Destin said, well, I had no idea. She was shocked when he said that's my god brother, and so she was like, well, I just want to let you know that I heard Tisha. Now Tisha been getting a lot of good. You've been shopping and running that trap.
She probably was drunk. Yeah, girl, he likes you, good. Yeah, child. Give me another one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard through the grapevine, child. He like you. He got the eyes for you. Yes, he do.
So she said that, Tisha told her, and she was like, if he asks me out, then I'm going to take the opportunity. I just want to let you know you good with that. So he was like,
he's not good with it, but what kind of control does he have over
right.
that? And my thing, Huntsville is so big.
Even Destiny said that.
Yeah, y'all gonna, it's like, you heard the three degrees of separations. I might know, somebody, I know somebody, saying, oh yeah, I know that person, that's how we connected. In Huntsville, like Destiny said, it's probably 0.1% degrees of separation, because it's so small and everybody knows everybody,
And that's true here too, because even though we were total strangers, we know people that
we know in common.
Yes, and it's weird because you knew my ex-husband.
And
you actually knew me when I was married. I mean, you seen me.
Yeah, we was at the street racing thing that we don't do no more, and he pulls up. Me and the homeboys hang out, and you see this Camaro pulls up, and the Camaro was her ex-husband. I think it was her. I'm not sure. I knew it was the woman in the car.
It could have not been.
And I said, then when I found out who her ex-husband was, I said, I seen that dude. We was in the streets together one day, street racing. And I said, man, what a small world. And it's just.
And I know people that he dated.
Yeah. I said, ugh. I said, you know her? He said, yeah, my son is dating her daughter. I said, oh my God, Birmingham, so small.
Yes.
So small.
So Martell, okay, so Maurice and Chris, they doing golfing inside, and Ken show up, Will show up, Martell show up, Lance show up, all the guys. So all the guys show up to sit down and have a conversation. And somewhere in there, they was talking to Lance, and, basically, Lance was telling, Martell about him and Destiny?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, baby.
What part?
I thought you talking about off like I was talking about.
I thought you was about talking about Lance when you said he was done with old girl, but go ahead.
Old girl who? Destiny.
Oh, I'm talking about the wrong person. I'm sorry, y'all.
That was Ken.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lance, he was talking to Martell, he was talking about him and Destiny and stuff like that or whatever, and that, she, got eyes for, and Martell was like, oh man. And then they was also encouraging him, and he need to get that vasectomy so he won't be having no children like that. And
how many kids does he have?
I don't know.
I know that's not his first one.
And then they spanned it back to Maurice when Maurice went in there and got a vasectomy. And this is why the people think that Marsau and Maurice have all the free rights to cheat because they got a vasectomy. So if they do
I'm glad you
poke
brought
it in places, then ain't no babies finna come up.
I'm glad you brought this. I'm thinking, why am I risking a vasectomy? You know, what Kim can't get her tubes tied? Cause that's the only person she's supposed to be with, right? And she can't get pregnant. So there's no need to be getting a vasectomy if you with your wife and she got tubes tied.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw that, I said, oh, that don't make sense to me. You know, now you single and you out there mingling and you don't want no kids, or you got enough kids, you don't want no more kids. I can see that. But if you married and your wife got her tubes tied, why get a vasectomy?
Yep.
I know tubes tied, it says not 100%, but still, it's in the 90s.
My tubes, when I got them tied, after I had my second child, but mine wasn't tied. Mine clipped and burnt. That's two different things. Right. When they tie them, the tie can come loose. Mm-hmm. But if they clip and burn them, one is in one bridge, and there is a water separation.
I don't know now. The sperm's strong enough, it can make that bridge. It can jump. Whew. Yeah, powerful sperm. Powerful, got a cape on it.
So that's what they was talking about. So Marsau comes in and in that conversation, that's what you were talking about. Ken said, I want to apologize to Marsau because of, go ahead, baby.
Basically, he said, Marsau, you're right. You know, he said, me and, what's Nell husband's name?
Chris.
He said, yeah, me and Chris had a conversation. He came over to the barbershop with Will was his name. Mm-hmm. And we was talking about, me and Keisha. And,
ain't no Keisha on this show. Her name is Trish.
Okay. He was talking about me and Trish, and basically what he was saying that I need to just go ahead and let that go. And he would tell Marsau, he said, I owe you an apology. Y'all was right. I'm tired of it. I gotta be the good guy. I gotta continue to wait. And he said, like Chris said, if she want a divorce, she been trying to get divorced for like 7 years. What's up with that? So he said, he made the ultimate decision to, like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill. I'm not gonna push it no more. I'm just gonna be to myself.
Yep.
And I'm saying, finally, brother, you decide to do that, because if you decide to, she keep claiming that she's gonna get divorced for 7 years, how long are you gonna allow this to drag out? So I'm glad you came to your senses, brother.
If he stay there.
Yeah, if he stick to it, yeah.
So Martell brought up the fact that, he asked Will, did he know Ariane? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if this how men do. So they got a girl. I don't know if you in that circle and say, hey, do anybody know my girl?
Yeah, you got to know, man.
Did you do me like that?
I didn't have a circle. I have a dot. You know what I'm saying? I only have one friend. But no, yeah, man, you got to know, man, because you don't want to be sitting there chilling with somebody and the guy you chilling with being with your girl. You know what I'm saying? You know her. We needs to know, man. Because I don't want to be sitting there breaking bread with somebody and that been smashed my woman. No. So, yeah, we do that.
But Will did say he knew her, but then later and said, hey, I wanted to let you know, like, she came to my house.
I think he was joking.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because, he was trying to get back at Martell, because somehow he was trying to help Marsau out. Martell did it. When Martell did Marsau and his wife, so it was like a little get back.
So Martell went around the room and asked, "Do Ken?" It started where Ariane said she knew Ken. Ken said, "I don't know her." Ken said, "I don't know her."
He said he don't know her, but she's been around his girlfriends and like that, like a third person.
That's what Will said. I mean, that's what Ken said.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, child, all of that was just
basically nobody knew.
Yeah, because Martell asked Chris. He went around the room and stuff like that.
Now, Chris said he's seen her a couple of times, but I guess you hang out with the women.
Yeah. Marsau said when they all decided to go outside, I guess they wanted to, because the probably getting too loud and then folks heard their business. But Marsau was saying, hey, he wanted some coleslaw. I knew exactly what he was talking about, but Martell was like, yeah, that would be good, some coleslaw, hot dog and all that stuff, whatever. And it was the fact that Marsau was like, Ariane been coined the name coleslaw. We all know where that name came from. And so so he was trying to kind of get back at Martell, but I don't know, get up under his skin, but I don't know if Martell, took the bait.
Yeah.
They go on this 5, 10, 15-minute conversation that ran around in circles where Martell and Marsau are trying to come to an even ground, and it just did not work.
And the thing about it, I understand Maurice trying to be Dr. Martin Luther King again. I get it. But sometimes, brother, it doesn't work. Sometimes people just gonna be at odds with one another, you know. And Martell and Marsau, that's where they're at now. Because some lines has been crossed, you know what I'm saying? You know, you claim this guy been with men and women, and he claimed that he been with speaking with linebackers and stuff. So yeah, lines have been crossed. So it's gonna take a lot for them two guys to get along. And basically, like I think that was Ken. He was saying that it's egos now. He's trying to hurt one another. He's trying to say things to hit below the belt. And to me, sometimes they can get childish. You know what I'm saying? It's like you in high school trying to crack on one another, trying to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah, Martell was talking about how Scope got started, and he was basically saying that Marsau ain't had no job. He got fired from the movie theater as a manager, and then they decided to go in business. Marsau, that's not true. Say, yes, I was a manager at the movie theater, but I also had apartment complex. I also had this. I had that property and that property. You know, I was just working at the movie theater or whatever. So, you know, Chris was like, that don't make no sense to me in his confession, because he was like, if you got all this property and all these businesses, then why basically are you working at a movie theater? You know, so that's how the story of how they got started in business. Marsau seems to think that Martell got caught cheating, he got exposed, and now he wants to expose or try to expose the other guys, because now he was, you know, on top, and now he falling, and he want to take other people down with him.
Basically, it sounds like crabs in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Crabs in the barrel theory. You know, if you crabs, you try to crawl out, and he's still stuck in the barrel. He's gonna pull you back down in the barrel with him. So, crabs in the barrel. Now I have seen guys that have a 9-to-5 job and have a lot of property on the side. I have seen that. So it's feasible that Marsau can do that, even though he was a manager at the movie theater. But he said he had apartment complexes and all that. That's when okay, that's a bit much, you know what I'm saying, to have all that. You still working at a movie theater. Now, if you working at a movie theater as a manager and you had like 3 or 4 houses you taking care of, I can see that. But 3 apartment complexes and 10 houses, that's a lot.
So in the next scene, but nothing was resolved in that. So, you know, Maurice was like, they probably just need to talk one-on-one. As we see next week, that ain't gonna resolve. So let's move on. So Nell and Lance and what's his name? Trayvon or Twan or something.
Twan, you call Twan, yeah.
The godson. So, you know, they doing boxing.
Bruh, every time I hear the name Twan, I think about living single. Men on Field. You know that name.
That's Living Color.
Oh yeah, so I said Living Single. Dang, Living Color. Men on Field. I think one of them name was Twan.
Yeah, that was funny. So anyway, as they, you know, pretend to be boxing, well, you know, her
Mel got some punches. Don't sleep on Mel. And she said she got a punch up.
Nell.
Oh, Nell. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. And they go, I rebuke you. Yeah, you go. Not Nell, but Nell. But Nell got some punches. She said she got to punch up, man, because she's so short.
She is that. So as they, you know, finish, they sit there and talk. And Lance said that, you know,
Twan and Lance. God, that's another Men on Film 2.0 right there with them names.
What, the other guy was Lance too?
No, Lance is one of the guys from one of the boy groups with like Backstreet Boys.
Oh.
But it turned out he was gay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Lance said that he met with Destiny, you know, and they talked it out and all that stuff, whatever. And he said that Destiny told him that Tisha said that Twan said that he thought all that hearsay stuff, child, that you know, that he was feeling Destiny, that Twan was feeling Destiny. What Nell need to hear that girl talk too much. She always running her mouth. Why is she over here in our business? You know, So it really truly they was just sitting there talking, and basically Lance was like, listen, I don't like it, but if Twan good with that's what he want to do, then I'm okay with it. Twan was like, I think she's a beautiful person, beautiful woman. But he was like, you my brother. So, at that point it seemed like he cut it off, but then it seemed like he started it back toward the end too. So yeah. Hold up, honey. Somebody don't know how to cut their phone off.
Grant.
Let me just hit the off.
I'm trying to hit it.
When you sitting there looking at it.
I'm trying to see if it could have been my calling me.
Anyway, so what?
My calling me.
So yeah, Nell says she feel like that right there is a whole get back. I don't feel like it's a get back because the girl didn't know that was.
No, it was no get back. But after Destiny found out that he is their God's brother and son, she should back off. Because you don't want to. Because to me that can get real messy, man. You dated the son, now you trying to date his God brother. And, then you look at Nell as your godmother, so you look at her as a mother figure, and that's her God. That's too messy, man. Somebody feels going to get hurt if things don't work out like it should. It's just too messy, too complicated.
So like, out of all the people, you choose that. And me personally, if I knew that this man got me security and I'm dating him, just dating, I wouldn't even be flirting with him. I'm just saying, I wouldn't even be flirting with him, But she said by that time, her and Lance was kind of like, I guess, tearing off and stuff like that. Wasn't as fun, but I still wouldn't do that. But yeah, Nell seems to think that they had relations. She used the old word relations instead of just sex. But she said she seems to think that they had relations. She said, you can't tell me I know my son. Yeah, I know that's right, honey, because he done went to South Dakota and poke. And got a child. I don't know if they was in South Dakota.
That's the thing. You women, you mothers think you know your child, especially when they get grown. They can put on a facade in front of you, but once they're away from you, they can be a different person.
She was basically saying that she know her son gonna get down like that, have sex. So I don't believe that y'all wasn't intimate. I don't believe that y'all didn't have sex. I know my son. He gonna want it. He gonna like it. He gonna take it.
If that's the case, you know your son, but you don't know Destiny. You don't know that woman. He might want it all day long. That don't mean the woman's gonna give it up. So that's all I'm saying, man. Y'all like y'all know these boys when they get older, man. Y'all don't. Cause when I was in high school, my mom she didn't know me. She thought she knew me. I gave her this good AB honor roll student at the house. Ate, yes ma'am, no ma'am, ate my dinner, ate my Brussels sprouts and everything, sat at the table and ate my food before I went outside. That's what she thought. But when I went to school,
you was a 304.
I was a different person. Different, man.
He don't know what 304
Yeah, I know what 304 is. Okay. I was that. And, people say, man, you don't join our gang because you beat that dude up. I was asking in games because I was beating people up. I was a different person. When I got suspended, that's when my mom found out who I really was. I was for them streets back then. You heard me? The streets. So I owned them.
Okay, so now he done did a documentary of his life. So now let's get back to the show. So Nell and Destin sit down and have a conversation because I see like Nell came in there like she was angry. But Destin said, I want to get back to a place in the space where we were. I looked at you as being a mother figure because I didn't have a mom in my life, as a coach, as my mentor. And I've been knowing you for a decade. So Destin evidently been knowing these.
Yeah, she said she talked to Mel. Why Mel's on my mind?
They sending it.
I mean, Nell was with. She talked to. She was helped Destiny when she went through a divorce or a child.
Dark
time. So apparently, Nell and Destiny have a close relationship. That's why I said her dating this godson. That's a messy situation.
Right. So Destin said that she was a little bit confused and taken back the way Nell was acting in LA because Tisha said, I said, oh Lord.
Yeah, Destiny. Hey, she lived because her son having a baby on you. You heard me? A baby. People get drunk, they had to hiccup. Because when that time she confronted Chris, she was drunk. Yeah, she had a baby on you, child. Ooh, that's why they left. And what plane they getting on, Tisha? I think they flew on Spirit, or Spirit flew on them. I don't know.
So she was saying that, when they were in LA, Tisha said that, that y'all left. She was like, we didn't even know he had a child at that point. We didn't know that there was labor or nothing like that. So no, we left because they just left early. And so she was saying, well, and this was like, no, Nell said she also was taken back when you was like, I need to evaluate my friendship when you was at the event and you were flirting with my godson at that moment. And this was like, yeah, because you invited what the girl name was, Sunshine Shine, whatever that girl name, Moses. I ain't watching when they was on there, whatever her name was. Then you invited her to an event, and Nell probably had to invite the whole cast. That's probably basically what it was. It probably wasn't personal. It was just straight up business. So that's what Destin got in her feelings at that. And that's when Nell also was saying Tisha needs to stop running her mouth. You need to watch your friends, because your friends up there telling you stuff like they're taking back information that ain't true. So you need to watch your circle. You need to evaluate your friendship.
Not your friendship.
That's what she said.
Not
Nell also don't like the fact too that she thinking about dating her godson when she said, I didn't even know that was your godson.
And to the Destin defense, she didn't know, and when you don't know, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? There was plenty of people I didn't know when I was dating people back in the day. I didn't know that was your sister. You should have told him that was your sister. I would never date her. Yep, been in that situation several times.
So moving right along. So anyway,
I was from the streets back in the day.
Anyway, she perceives Destiny to be a little, out there. She said, listen, you want to date my godson.
Moses.
You dated Moses, Lance, Jalen. She went on. She said, hold up, that don't mean I slept with them.
I was like, okay, Nell, don't go to the other hand count. I was like, ooh, she got some bodies.
So Destiny was like, I didn't sleep with Lance. She said, I don't think that's true. She said, I didn't have sex with your son. She was like, I know my son. Okay. And she said, I didn't like that, that one they level of, I guess, relationships. That's probably why they were dating other people, because they wasn't exclusive. Now, one thing I could say, honey, Destiny got divorced, honey, and she said, listen, I got options. And that's the way I was, child. When you get a divorce, honey, even though Destiny wasn't married that long, but when you get a divorce, honey, you enjoy your life. Go out there and date. Date multiple people if you choose. I ain't saying sleep with them.
Yeah, get them bodies added up. 1 body, 2 bodies.
No, I didn't say sleep with them.
5 bodies, 6 bodies. Give me some more.
I didn't sleep with them like you probably did. I didn't sleep with them like you probably did. As a male, I dated.
I'm a man, of course. I'm on.
That's nasty. You 304.
304. That's the area code.
No, that's a hoe.
No, you're playing.
So, but anyway, as they sit there and talk, Destiny was saying her feelings was hurt. Nell was saying her feelings were hurt, and Destiny said, "Listen, I've always looked at you as being a mom, a mother figure."
This part here was really kind of emotional, to be honest with you, because you can see the love between them two. Yep. Even though they was fighting, you can still see the love between them two.
Yep. And she said, Destiny said, listen, you're going to be my mama one way or another. Because I guess she said, if I start dating your godson, and stuff like that or whatever. But, this is where it puts it in perspective as far as what I see Nell as being a mother figure,
right.
mentor, or
I
coach.
Agree. Right.
This is the level that we want to see her in, not in the minutia of it all with the others. And so I don't know, it's probably tainted now because she probably don't get no respect for some of the other ladies, because Destiny said, I want the other ladies to see you as I see you. Right. And I have been seeing you as a coach and a mentor, but they have not seen that.
And that's how I saw her and Chris at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I saw them two as the elder people that's wise, and they can kind of coach the other younger people. And I see that in Chris too, how the guys come to him, you know what I'm saying? And Chris talks to him like a father figure.
Right.
And it's nothing wrong with being the older person on the show. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes shows, they need show people like that on this show. And when they kind of brought Nell down to the same level as the women, you're right. It kind of damaged her image a little bit, because when I first saw Nell and Chris, is when Martell and Mel went over there at the house to get some counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Mel got that glass and threw it out Martell. I said, yeah, she done that before. Yeah, I saw the angle and the trajectory of the glass and the wrist movement.
And he moved fast.
Yeah, he moved fast. Dang, he been traumatized.
He knew that was coming.
And we're not saying either or. They probably both did each other that way. Okay, but yeah.
So I think that it could now be tainted. See, whenever you're in a space where people respect you as a mentor or a leader, something like that, you can never get into minutia with the situation of gossip or I can't believe she said that, honey. If she couldn't say, you can't go that way. You can't lower yourself to whoever you're counseling or coaching and start talking about other people or backbite. Even if somebody talks about you, you just take it on the chin and keep it moving, because now you're lowering yourself to the people around you, and you probably can have some people that are no longer see you in the level that they saw you as. Right. And I think that's basically what happened, especially with Chris and saying something about the NDA and Marsau and Martell.
To me, Chris and Nell, when they get down into the mud, they don't really look comfortable. They really don't even look comfortable doing it. They look awkward. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all trying too hard. You forcing it. It's because they're not meant to be in the minutia. They're meant to be above the minutia because they're older. Right. You know what I'm saying? They've been married 30 some odd years, something like that. So they should be kind of trying to coach you guys. You know what I'm saying? Even if Kim and Maurice, because they the oldest of the couples, they might need some counseling and whatnot. But man, that's my opinion of Nell and Chris.
Yep. But that was it. So y'all let us know what y'all think. Y'all still watching? Some of y'all just like, they not interested no more. It's boring. So y'all drop down in the comments. Let us know your thoughts and opinions.
But don't worry about it, y'all. Because next month, Bill Collectors come back on, my favorite show. The best show out there. And Carlos knew. He said, yeah, that's Eddie's favorite show. We're going to renew them again. If we got to bring other people on this show to fill the roles of the people that left, still going to do the show again. And it's back. So
we'll see how that goes, because it probably could fall off the map too.
Nah. As long as I'm behind it and pushing this show, it will stay on the air.
All right. But he gonna do the whole show by himself. Y'all will see him only next season of Bill Collector. On that note, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
I'll put God first.
You sis. Hey!